Welcome to Ingrid's World. I'm Ingrid Paris Hicklin, your host and the producer of Ingrid's World. On this show, meet Cory L. Scoggins. He's the founder and CEO of Fitness Forever, FFI. Founded in 1996, FFI is a leading provider of professional fitness training and educational programs for fitness professionals as well as fitness enthusiasts. Based in Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, FFI offers programs ranging from in-home and office fitness training to mind, body, and spiritual fitness programming. He has 37 years in health and fitness industry. Cory Scoggins has served in the United States Navy as a medic and a naval fitness coordinator. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Healthcare Management from Southern Illinois University and holds several certifications. He has coordinated wellness stress management programs for the United States Navy, Wounded Warriors, Department of Labor, Washington, D.C., and the Maryland National Capital Parks and Planning, just to name a few. Well, let's welcome to the show Cory Scoggins. Thank you for being again on Ingrid's World.
Thank you for having me, Ingrid.
So, what would you like to add about, tell us some more about yourself?
Okay, again, as you mentioned, I've been providing health, wellness, and fitness around the country and parts of the world for 37 years. I enjoy it. It's part of my life. It's part of my ministry. And I truly believe it's part of my calling as well.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what is reflexology? Because you're going to have to just really break it down to us here on Ingrid's World.
I'm glad that you asked that. Reflexology is a science based on principles that there are certain pressure points and nerve endings on the hands, feet, and ears. In each hand, there are 2,500 nerve endings that correspond to every part of your body. In each foot, there are 7,200 nerve endings that correspond to every part of your body. And that's why I especially share with ladies is to be careful of the type of shoes that you're wearing, because you may be wearing shoes that are uncomfortable, but wondering why another part of your body may be hurting or fell out of balance is because you're pressing against that nerve ending. And believe it or not, Ingrid, in each ear, you have 435 nerve endings that correspond to every part of your body. That's why I also share with people to be careful about putting multiple holes in your ears because you may be blocking a channel.
Wow. And you know what? And what you're saying makes so much sense because I got to raise my hand. I've been one of the ladies that puts on these very cute shoes and another part of my body, I'm not telling the tale, starts hurting. And I'm going like, well, what's up with that one? And so there is a correspondence. It does correspond. That's amazing. So
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Again, those nerve endings, I call them, they're like mini spark plugs that correspond to different parts of your body. In fact, to be honest with you, Ingrid, the body is divided into meridians. 5 lanes on one side of the body and 5 lanes on the other side of the body. And the way reflexology works is that when one is providing that particular type of therapy, whether it be on the hands, feet, or ears, then it works specifically on that particular side of the body, meaning that if I'm working on your left hand or your left foot or your left ear, then all the organs and body parts on the left side are being corresponded to. If I'm working on the right foot, the right ear, or the right hand, then the organs and major components on the right side of the body are being stimulated.
Wow. So what's the history of reflexology?
Okay, the history behind reflexology is that it started in Egypt some 5,000 years ago. From Egypt, it traveled to Greece, to Arabia, India, to China, Japan, Europe, and then the United States.
Wow. So now it starts here in the United States, and what has been the introduction of it into, I guess, Western culture?
Yes. Well, in fact, according to the American Reflexology Certification Board, Eunice Ingram, as well as a German doctor William Fitzgerald actually started the what's called zone therapy, and that's understanding that there are certain zones in the body that correspond again to the hands, feet, and ears. I would be remiss to say that also a world-renowned reflexologist, my instructor and teacher, as well as colleague, Ingrid Ulatandi, has taught all over the world. She is a major component of what really has gotten it started here in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area.
Wow, my goodness. So the theory behind reflexology? What's the theory in that sense?
Okay, and the theory is, again, when a reflexologist is working on one's foot, the one thing that we are not doing is massaging. So we're stimulating those particular nerve endings to help the body to get a positive response. So when we're stimulating those areas, it's like sending electricity and currency through the body, the same way as how electrical currents may flow through one's home. It's the exact same way. And the way that the body is stimulated, again, is by thumbing and needling and kneading those pressure points on the hands, feet, and ears.
Wow. And what is the goal of reflexology?
The main goal for reflexology is to increase circulation throughout the entire body, help to de-stress whatever the body is going through. It's a main part about reducing stress. And in today's world, there's so much stress that's going on because of COVID, because of climate change, because of people who are out of work. Reflexology is excellent during this time as far as stress reduction, but it also helps the body to be able to relax, and it also assists in the body's natural healing mechanism as well.
I had no idea. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So you're talking about why a person would use reflexology. So you talked about for stress, and what were the other?
For stress, very important for pain relief.
Oh.
Also for an individual who may have diabetes or who may have neuropathy in their feet or dealing with feet pain, reflexology is excellent. For those who are dealing with arthritis, reflexology is excellent because it helps to increase circulation throughout the entire body. For those who may be dealing with migraines, reflexology is very important as well. So reflexology can basically address any major health issue complementary to also what one's physician or physical therapist may provide for them. So we are very complementary to any other of those modalities.
Wow, that's really very, very interesting. So we're showing the diagram of the ear, and we have the ear, hand, and foot. Let's start with the ear. So what's happening when different points of the ear? Just can you break that down to us?
Yes, well, in fact, the way reflexology works in the ear, and it is basically when one works on the ear, that is a last resort when someone may be in severe pain, that a reflexologist may provide this particular type of stimulation to the ears. Other than that, then we stay specifically with the hands and or the feet. But again, if one is in severe pain, then we will go to the ears because it's not as much tissue around the ears as it would be around the hands and or the feet.
So now if we go to the hand, what's happening with the hand?
With the hands, again, the beauty about the hands is that, again, there are far less nerve endings on the hands than the feet. Reflexology is also very non-invasive. So one would provide their hands to me or to a reflexologist, and I would start off by what I would call just kneading the hands just to get the circulation going, also to get the person comfortable with my presentation as well. So as a reflexologist, I will not just all of a sudden just go right to the hands and start stimulating. Very important to have a positive connection as well as trust from the individual who is receiving it. So reflexology is a very trusting modality. So people are not always so quick to want to provide their hands or their feet. But the good thing about it is that if someone is having problems with their feet, then we reflexologists can work on the hands to get the same positive response as if we were working on the feet.
So that's really so good. And you touched on it earlier, the difference that the difference between reflexology and massage.
Yes. Reflexology deals with muscle stimulation and soft tissue. Reflexology deals strictly with the nervous system, the body's electrical system. That's the total difference. And what I explain to so many people when I'm providing reflexology, I am not giving a foot massage. In fact, reflexologists get very offended when we hear the word foot massage or hand massage. It's totally two different modalities.
Wow. You're educating me because I had no idea. So,
Yes,
so now that brings us to the next question. What is
sure.
reflexology? What it's not? What is it not?
Reflexology is not a massage. It's not massage at all. Again, it's a form of acupressure. Different, totally different than massage, totally different than any other modalities. But what I love about reflexology is that it complements other different therapies as well. But for your listeners, one thing to be very conscious of as a reflexologist, it's important that we know customers' health history because one thing that we don't want to do, for example, if an individual has a heart condition or may have a blood clot, then we have to be very careful about stimulating certain areas that correspond to the heart because if they're on blood thinners or things of that nature, then that can cause a problem to the heart. Also, Ingrid, for a lady who is pregnant, who may be carrying, we have be carrying a child, we have to be very careful about stimulating areas on the ankles because we can induce labor. So we have to be very astute to our clients' health background as well. And we have to make sure that we're on the same page with their physician as well as their physical therapist.
And so, Cory, how long have you been working in the field of reflexology?
Unofficially, 37 years I've been providing reflexology, but officially I went to school in 2003, a school called the Focus on Healing Institute for the Healing Arts, again by my colleague as well as mentor, Njidika Ulatunde, who teaches very well here in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area.
A very complex discipline. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So tell us about how you help organizations and how they're using reflexology.
Yes, well, one of the organizations that I've been working with for the past few years is an organization called CAUSE, which is Comfort for America's Uniformed Services. And that's where myself, as well as other therapists, provide stress management for wounded warriors at Walter Reed National Medical Center, as well as Fort Belvoir Community Hospital, the military side, and as well as at the barracks at Fort Belvoir. And so I take great pleasure in that because a lot of these soldiers and military personnel can no longer serve. And so this is their way of transitioning back to civilian life. I've worked with many organizations from Kappa Alpha Kappa fraternity, many sororities, AKAs, Delta Sigma Theta sorority, also a sorority called the Links Incorporated, and I've definitely enjoyed working with those organizations. There's another organization, National Association for Cervical Cancer, National Cancer Coalition. I apologize about that. National Association with Cervical Cancer, and I provide reflexology for this organization for cancer survivors in the Annapolis, Maryland area.
Wow. So I had to say, from this standpoint, it's fascinating. So what's my first step if I'm looking to get treatment and utilize reflexology? What's my first step?
The first step, again, you may call me 301-467-5595. My email address is the number 4, ever, EVER, at verizon.net. That's the quickest ways of being able to contact me. But I also have a Facebook page, Fitness Forever Incorporated. So there are multiple ways of being able to contact me.
Okay, so that's how we find more information on what you're doing. That's great.
Yes.
And for someone who is not local and they're not here in the Washington, D.C. area, how would they seek about getting involved in reflexology?
Well, they could go to the American Reflexology Certification Board .com,
Oh,
and by that you could pull up your state or wherever your location is, and you can find a reflexologist near you that is definitely certified and qualified.
ah, very good, very good. So I have to also say to you, Cory, what motivated you to get into reflexology?
Well, fitness was my main forte, Ingrid, but I wanted to find another modality or profession that could be complementary to fitness as well. And again, I studied some reflexology in my early military years back in 86, 87 at Portsmouth Naval Hospital. That's where I was teaching a exercise class. And there were two Asian gentlemen that were in my exercise class. And they asked me, Cory, do you know what reflexology is? And at that time, I did not figure, it's where you take a hammer, hit someone on the knee, and that would be the reflex. But they explained to me basically what it was. And they felt that because of my demeanor, the love that I have for people, that I would be very well in providing reflexology. And so I studied under these two gentlemen for a while, and I provided for personnel in the military. But again, once I got out, I officially went to school in 2003. And Ingrid, I would say I love it because I love being able to help people. I love bringing comfort to people. I love being able to give people create an environment for people to be comfortable being in my presence, because reflexology, again, is a trusting modality. And people aren't so quick to want to just lend their feet over to you.
Exactly, exactly. So it seems like that you have a passion, for the work that you're doing.
It's a very deep passion of mine. I look forward to doing it as much as I can. And when someone feels better after I finish with them prior to meeting with them, honestly, Ingrid, there's no amount of money in the world that can give me the feeling that I have known that I've made a difference in someone's life. So it's very spiritual for me. And I always ask God to continue to use me as a reflexologist and as well as a wellness provider.
Wow, that's fascinating. So, if someone is watching this and they say, you know what, I want to get involved in it. This is something, I do fitness, but now I want to pursue the field of reflexology. What's their first step?
First step, I would say in this area, again, my colleague and mentor, Njadiko Latunde, you could go on to focusonhealing.com, and that's where there's a course for online reflexology. Again, there's an online course, but then there will be the hands-on as well, the hands-on part of the certification. Once one has done that, then I would recommend the American Reflexology Certification Board, because that is national as well as international. And that really stretches out across the world.
Wow, fascinating. So we we decided on what it's not and what it is.
Yes.
And any advice that you have for a person who is kind of like saying, oh, maybe this is for me. Maybe I need to try this as a way of coping with arthritis or migraines.
Yeah, I recommend anyone who has a passion for helping people. Again, reflexology is a people-oriented profession, and you have to have a love for people to want to be able to provide this particular type of service. And so I welcome anyone who, again, has a passion for people and bringing comfort to people, as well as helping to reduce stress, to get involved in reflexology. But it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Mm. So it's not for everyone. So it means to say that, so what's the right temperament so it's not for everyone?
Well, the right temperament is, first of all, understanding how reflexology works. I always enjoyed learning more and more about reflexology. So although I've been taught in it, I'm a student in it, I'm always looking for different ways of being able to provide it on different levels because so I don't have what I would call a cookie cutter method in reference to providing it the same way to everyone because I would be doing a disservice. Again, I have to follow the protocol of that. But if there's a particular part of the body that a person is that I'm working on that is out of balance, and I have to make sure that I pay close attention to that area. So when I'm providing reflexology, I do work the entire body. Now, a lot of reflexologists may go to that particular nerve ending, but I feel that that is not fair for the customer. I believe in working the entire body through the hands and feet. But again, if there is a particular part of the body that is under a lot of stress, then I will put more emphasis on that particular area of the hands and or feet.
Fascinating. Well, I have to thank you, Cory Scoggins, for being on Ingrid's World to discuss reflexology. So inspiring. I wish you continued success. You are pretty amazing.
Thank you. And I do look forward to blessing your feet again soon.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, my inspirational quote is from Duke Ellington. Life has two rules. Number one, never quit. Number two, always remember number one. Together we learn something new, stay engaged, discover new things, and that's one of the keys to living healthy and well. Connect with me on Facebook at Ingrid's World and follow the show at Ingrid's World VA in Twitter and Instagram. And if you miss an episode, you can watch the show on Ingrid's World LLC YouTube channel and ingridsworld.org. Thanks for watching.